Welcome back to another episode of History in Your Own Backyard. I'm Susie Selleck, and today we are in Miamitown, Ohio. We're here at the Miami Mill. And Dick, Katie, thank you again for joining us and being able to talk to us about who built this mill.
Thank you, Susie. Arthur Henry was the actual builder of the mill. He was a general surveyor for the Continental Congress, and he was tasked with coming into the Miami Purchase and bringing settlers by way of Virginia, the Ohio River on flatboats through Cincinnati and up the Miami to the Miami Purchase. So he was the actual builder, and when he came up the Miami River, he was looking for a site, a mill site, and a place for settlers to settle. He picked this area because of the fertile farmland, the abundance of hardwood trees, and of course the river and a wonderful mill site.
And so we are standing right at the mill site, and there is this terrific house behind us as well. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the house, that's the first house built in this area. It was a brick house. The bricks were actually made here on site. It was Arthur Henry's house. He lived here for years. He disappeared from the area in about 1835, but he was in the area in 1803. We know he sold land as early as 1809 here, which this area is west of the Miami River, is part of the Miami Purchase.
So, Dick, can you tell us a little bit more about the mill?
Yeah, the mill was built in the very early 1800s. We don't have an exact date, but basically it was built from the river bank out over the river. They actually had to construct a rock dam across the river at an angle to, I guess, have the flow of the river go through the mill race. Originally, when the mill was built, it had a standard water wheel, and basically then the water channeled through, and it had a sawmill attached. So the sawmill actually cut rough timber into lumber, and most of the early homes here in Miamitown were built with lumber from that mill. They had two stones, one for wheat and one for corn, and during the prosperous times, a lot of flour was milled here, and it was shipped down the Miami River, down the Ohio River to market.
So was it all work and no play, or was there actually time to enjoy the water?
Well, it was a lot of work, of course, for sure, to run the mill. Everything was done by hand. But in the summer, the hot summer days, a lot of people from this area enjoyed swimming in the mill pond. They used to sit on the dam and swim in the mill pond, and we have a couple pictures that show that as well.
So can you tell us what happened to the mill?
Yeah, the mill, I guess, provided a lot of service here in this area for years. It was probably the main business here in Miamitown for years. But it went through several floods, and it went through several owners. And in 1904, the last owner of the mill was William Lewis. William purchased the mill in 1904, and in 1906, he upgraded the mill with a hydraulic water turbine. That turbine increased the efficiency of the mill quite a bit, and that turbine is on display in front of the Miami Town Hall if anybody chooses to see it. Mr. Lewis lost the mill in the 1913 flood. The flood took it out, and shortly after, the Lewis family left town. I'm happy to report that his family kept it in the family. They kept the site in the family, and John Lewis, William Lewis's grandson, donated the property to the Miami Historical Society this year.
Very nice, very nice. Now, do you have some future plans for that property, or right now, because this was such a new gift, you're kind of enjoying the gift?
Well, right now, yeah, we love having it, and I guess our future plans are to clean it up and try to preserve what remnants of the mill might still be there. And we thought maybe some type of plaque, permanent plaque or something marking the spot. But right now, that's our plans. And also, I'd like to say thank you to John for his gift and his interest in preserving local history.
Thank you for watching another episode of History in Your Own Backyard. Today we're in Miamitown, Ohio. And Dick, thank you again for being able to share some of this rich history with us.
Well, thank you, Susie.
And remember,
Travel slowly and stop often.
Bye for now.